The shadows of the night were deepening. There was an old cemetery outside the city, called the House of Silence. That cemetery had been deserted for years, and people were afraid to go there. But I went there every day. Why? Because my heart found peace there, sitting by a special grave, a grave with no name on it. Just a pile of raw, old dirt. No tombstone, no date of death. Just a silent grave. My name is Rayhan, and I live in Chicago. A man living an ordinary life, but with an extraordinary habit. Every night at 11 o'clock I would drive my car and go to the cemetery. I would go and sit by that grave, talking to it as if it were my confidant. My eyes often filled with tears, and I felt as if the grave was answering me, just in silence. But then one day the silence was broken. One night, as I was sitting by the grave, relieving the burden on my heart, I suddenly heard a faint voice in my ear. Rayhan. I started looking around in shock, but there was no one in the cemetery except me. I convinced myself that maybe it was an illusion, the rustling of the wind. But the next night, the same voice came, and this time it was clearer. I was not here. I fell asleep. I decided that next time I would check the grave in daylight. The next day, I brought a shovel and started digging the grave. My heart was pounding, I was drenched in sweat. But when I dug half the grave, I was shocked. The grave was empty. There was no body, no shroud, no coffin, nothing. That night, I saw a shadow in my room. He was standing outside my window, and his face was no face, just an empty blackness. As if he himself had risen from the grave. When I turned on the light, he was gone. A notification came on my phone. You shouldn't have dug it up. I tried to get the cemetery records out of the old city library. I found an old guard named Howard. He told me that the grave was actually dug for a witch. The people ordered her to be buried alive, but nothing happened. The grave was dug, but she was never buried. I asked, "Is she still alive?" He laughed. "No, but she's still in someone." Over the next few nights, I started seeing the same woman in my dreams. Long black hair, red eyes, and an angry scream. She wanted to enter me. One night my nose started bleeding, and I saw my face in the mirror. My eyes were red. I wasn't just going to the grave anymore. I was now the grave itself. My friend Lorraine, who was a psychologist, sensed that something was wrong. She performed a cleansing ritual on me, but as soon as she started praying, the temperature in the room dropped. It felt like the walls started shaking and Lorraine screamed, "Rayhan, there is someone else inside you." I went to the cemetery again. This time, I decided to burn this grave. But as soon as I lit the fire, the same voice rang out. "Now you are my grave, Rayhan." My body felt a sharp pain, as if someone had torn me apart. I fainted. People say that a boy named Rayhan went missing one day. His car was found near the cemetery, but he himself was nowhere to be found. The grave is still empty. But when someone goes there, they hear a whisper. I am not here, but you are. If you like this story, subscribe to the channel Cursed Narratives, leave your opinion in the comments, and be sure to share the video. Maybe the next whisper is for you.